Hey guys, Brooksy Tech here, and I just wanted to do a video going over kind of the different parts that I'm going to be putting in my X79 Aliexpress motherboard build. Kind of just got a few different parts laid out here. I might be changing the processor, but I'm still waiting on that one to mail. This one's a 2650 V2, 8-core, 16-thread processor. I actually have two of these in my main server. Pretty fast. I do think the single thread performance is a little slow for kind of like more of a personal desktop build. So I do have a 2667 on the way, as I said in another video. But anyways, it's kind of going to go over the parts real quick and just kind of explain them a little bit. So first off, we have the motherboard. Again, this is from eBay, but you can find it on AliExpress, Taobao, a bunch of other places. If you're in the US or kind of like in Australia, I know they're popular. A lot of Russian kind of PC enthusiasts use these. South America, all over the world. I do think they're a little more useful in countries where parts are a little more hard to come by, or they have like high taxes and stuff, versus using some of this used components. You can definitely save some money. But I enjoy tinkering, and this will still be the fastest computer I've ever had. I haven't really built like a new computer in a while, so looking forward to giving this a try. And so anyways, we have the motherboard here, and then so this is a E5 2650 V2. I'll be trying the 2667 V2 as well. I know you can run, you can't do any overclocking with these. I don't even think that you can update the core clock speed. I'm pretty sure that's locked even with some of the modded BIOSes that are available. I'll have to do some research. But you can get the 16 series, so the E5 1650 is a popular one, or the 1660, or even like the 1680. They have unlocked multipliers, so you can overclock those like you would be doing like an i7 or an i5 like K series. So yeah, it should be fun. And then I do have a Silicon Power 512 gigabyte NVMe, so that should be pretty quick. The 512 version, I wanted to get the 1 terabyte version. It did have a little faster write speeds, but I mean, in real world, I won't ever, reach those, but it does have a speed of about 3,000 write and about 2,200, 3,000 read, 2,200 write. So that should be plenty fast for a while. Excited to use that. And then I have some RAM here. This is non-ECC RAM. I would like to eventually get some ECC RAM for this, but this is just some Samsung. They're 8 gigabyte DIMMs, so I'm going to be running 4 of these in quad channel. They run at 1600, so if like the DDR4 speeds for dual channel would be like 3200. Well, not DDR4 speeds, but like effectively 3200 dual channel mode. So that is one positive of the running the DDR3 with these chips, is it can kind of make your RAM last a little longer. I think I'd eventually like to get some 1866 DDR3, 64 gigabytes of that, and run that in quad channel. That should be pretty snappy. And again, it's not too expensive on eBay. I think 64 gigabytes of that will run you about $100. Buy it now. You can probably get it a little cheaper if you're patient. So kind of moving over to some of the other components, I got a RX 580 4 gigabyte. I did want to get an 8 gigabyte, but this one was just such a steal. I do believe it was previously a mining card, but it should be plenty for my everyday use. It was 75 bucks. Probably one of the best deals I've seen on eBay. You might be able to get that from like AliExpress or something, but you'd have to be pretty patient. I definitely snapped that up when I saw it. In fact, I think the seller had it listed at 80. I did a best offer of 75, and he took it. If I was tempted just to buy it now price, because even at 80, that was a pretty smoking deal. Then I have a quad Intel NIC PCI 4X card. Wanted to give this a try, and this is a PCI Gen 1 card. It doesn't work in some systems, so I was going to try it in here, and hopefully it works. It's just a little better than the Realtek chipset that's running the LAN. So I decided to give that a try. And then also have, this is a Mellanox Connectx2 SFP Plus card. I have another one of these in my server. This is going to allow me to have 10 gigabit write speed between the server and my workstation desktop here. So I have a 7-meter DAC cable. I did another video about that. But especially with the NVMe and then running kind of a RAID level on the server, it's going to allow me to transfer video files and other large items fairly quickly, and then it still will run just normal internet over the Ethernet 1 gigabit or gigabit speeds. I don't need 5 ports. I guess technically 6, but just fun to have. Do some testing and things like that. And then finally, I have this cheap PCI SATA card. It says it runs at PCI, or SATA 3 speeds. We'll see. I had it in a server like my old Plex server just so I could add some extra drives. This only comes with, it looks like it's 6, but I don't know if the B75 chipset that's in here actually gives me 6 or if one of these is dead. I will be interested to see that. If one of these is dead, I'll probably complain a little bit on eBay because I feel like that's a little false advertising. But 7 ports for drives, should be enough. I could always throw in a 9211 8i or different SAS controller and flash it to IT mode. Only problem is most of these will be taken up by the video card and then the gigabyte or the 10 gig NIC. I don't necessarily need this, and this could probably actually run in one of these slots. If I could just take like a soldering iron or something and make it a full a slot that accepts bigger card. I do wish they'd left these open-ended. That would just make life a lot easier. But yeah, so interested getting this together. I'm just going to be using my old case, and got a couple just old SATA hard drives. I do have a ADATA 512 gigabyte SATA SSD, which I was planning on using that, but this thing should be quite a bit faster. Real world wise, not so much, but just fun to tinker with and have some drives in here. But yeah, so I'll definitely, like I said, keep you guys updated and make sure to give this video a thumbs up and leave any comments or questions you have, and subscribe to Brooksy Tech, and hope you guys have a good day. Later, bye.